Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. The state of the nation has become worrisome to everyone, and Nigerians in diaspora are wondering, will Nigeria truly survive? They've started calling Nigeria a failed state already, although the president and the government of the day are actually arguing otherwise. But right now, it looks as if Nigerians are limited in options. But of course, Mailafia have decided to tell Nigerians and Nigeria and the government of the day that Nigeria have only 3 options. Other than that, Nigeria is actually gone. But before we go into the news proper to find out the options that are actually open for all Nigerians, we'd like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you will see a bell notification icon. By all means, please click on it to get notified as soon as you update our channel on YouTube. Well, the former deputy governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Oduduwa Mailafia, former deputy governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Oduduwa Mailafia, has said that there are only three options available to Nigeria if it wants to remain viable state in view of the situation it has found itself. Mailafia also warned President Muhammadu Buhari against moves to force aggrieved groups into remaining in Nigeria. Mailafia, in an interview, acknowledged the right of the ethnic nations to ask for a country, saying that there must be a system that would give people the option to remain part of the country or leave. In other words, he's talking about referendum. But let's continue. So we need to work towards a referendum so that people can elect to go their own way or remain part of Nigeria. Another option, which is the second option he mentioned, is that communities that want to group together to form a new country should be free to do so. Mailafia's remark came in the wake of renewed calls by groups in the southeast and southwest to be allowed to form new republics. Condemning the All Progressive Congress APC-led administration for mismanaging the nation, the former CBN deputy governor recalled assertions by the West that Nigeria is a failed state and said Nigeria has only 3 options for solution. According to him, if Nigeria is a failed state, there are only 3 options left. The leaders can come together to try to salvage our country. Second, the international community can rally support for rebuilding the state and salvaging our country from the jaws of catastrophe. And thirdly, we just have to honestly agree that the company is insolvent and must go under receivership. That's a strong one. Unfortunately, with the crop of people I see in power today, I have no reason to feel any comfort. They are a wicked brood of vipers. Okay, see, they're a wicked brood of vipers. They have ruined our country and they are insisting on using force to keep the ramshackle and edifice together and on their own terms, not in the terms of Nigerians. Lamenting over the spat of insecurity, Mailafia said, condemned the silence of the international community on the situation in the country, as he noted that about 100,000 people have been killed in our country, together with 3 million turned internally displaced refugees, that's IDP camps, already filling up. And yet there is no expression of compassion from the world community of nations. I suspect that they want millions to die so that they can sell their weapons. Ultimately, Nigerians will have to decide whether they want to live together for the foreseeable future. Mr. Mailafia also condemned the North's position against the declaration by Southern governors and senators who called for a ban on open grazing, restructuring, constitution review, and the state police. According to him, well, I think everybody is now on restructuring bandwagon. The main opposition is from the North. And this is because they have benefited enormously from the egregious iniquities of the illegitimate 1999 constitution. Kano, for example, receives monthly disbursement to 44 local governments with the highest numbers of legislatures in the National Assembly, all because General Abacha came from Kano and he gerrymandered the constituencies to favor his own people. The only hope of salvaging our country, as far as I am concerned, is through restructuring of the federation to ensure justice, fairness, and equity for all. In principle, I also support the idea of state police. In the 60s, we had the Native Authority Police in the north with their well-starched uniforms and batons. Kondo Olokpa. They called so much authority and were respected by all. Petty crimes did not exist, but armed robbers was unheard of. Policemen that spring from the community will be more effective in controlling crime because they would tend to know the family that produced the thief, and therefore I support that state policing. That's okay. That makes a lot of sense. He said, first, the training must be rigorous and national. This is as he criticized the position taken by those insisting on open grazing, maintaining that the practice was abolished by a verdict on suit number AB/26/66 on the 17th of April 1969, delivered by Justice Adewale Thompson of Abeokuta Division of the High Court. It has generated a lot of reaction, but honestly speaking, let's leave sentiment aside. This man just hit the nail on the head, though. The way this thing is going, it's going out of hand. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Sometimes you look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, okay, what are my chances? It helps. Now look at the situation of things in Nigeria. They will call for banning open grazing, and some persons in other sectors will say, "What is that? You are stopping you are infringing on our right, which is the freedom of movement. Our cows, our animals have the right to move everywhere. If your right infringes on my own right, then yours should stop where my own begins. Yes, your right should not discomfort me. I'm a citizen as much as you are. I'm not a lesser citizen than you are. So your cows should not be infringing on the crops. We all need food just as we need cows. If you feel that we need, why don't you do comparative advantage? Carry your cows, create a ranch, and that ranch should be business. It shouldn't be when the Igbo man goes to Brano to rent a shop. Do the federal government give him special money for shops renting? Doesn't he pay tax? He pays tax. So if he's going to pay tax and he pays for his shop, by all means, if anybody wants to have ranching, should also provide for his ranch and also pay tax. And it should also be under the jurisdiction of the law of the land. Like the South, to be on the safe side, if they insist on ranching, then that ranch should be on lease. That land they are going to give to them should be on lease, and the maximum it should go is 10 years. After 10 years, you renew, and the community have the right to either renew or to forfeit it. So whatever edifice they are building, just remember, the community have the right to forfeit, you have the right to reject your renewal of that land, especially if they find out that you are becoming a security threat to the indigenous and the locals in there. One cannot begin to say because we want one Nigeria and the other native or the other nationality are already endangered. Look at what is happening with the game of numbers. Already from all indication, if we are to continue like this in democratic setting of voting and be voted for, 100% the North will always carry the day. Because they have more population. How they got their population, honestly, I really do not know. But they have the population. So continually, they'll keep breeding more children. And at the end of the day, they keep having more numbers. And the South will be worse off for it. So let's ensure that the Central have no more power. The restructure, let the regions begin to have power and let them have control over their resources. Then we'll begin to truly grow as a nation. That's what we're going to wrap it up. Let's fit in the comments.